Well, good morning, guys. It's Pastor Andy. I want to thank you for joining me for devotions again this morning. We're in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 5, and I want to pick up our reading in verse 43. You have heard that the law says, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. And that way you will be acting as true children of your Father in heaven. For he gives his sunlight to both the evil and the good, and he sends rain on the just and the unjust alike. If you love only those who love you, what reward is there for that? Even corrupt tax collectors do that much. If you are kind only to your friends, how are you different from anyone else? Even pagans do that. But you are to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Man, what a section in God's Word. And we talked about this yesterday and probably talk about it for a couple of days, but this is some serious stuff. You know, when we read about loving our enemies, the key word in there is to love. And you know what the most quoted sentence in the New Testament is? God is love. Yeah, people use that all the time. Well, God is love and God this, that. But you know, love is something that's very misunderstood. You know, here in America, especially, we love everything. We love pizza. We love cats. We love our mother-in-law. Yeah. I mean, we love movies. We love rain. We love our spouse. We love our boyfriend. We love our girlfriend. We love everything here. And love can mean so many different things. But love is so much more than just some romantic infatuation or a goofy feeling or a soft, gentle emotion. Love isn't just a feeling, it's an action. And we're supposed to love our enemies. So how do I love my enemies? Do I have a crush on them? Do I, that's stupid. That's not what Jesus is saying here. Love's not just an emotion, it's an act of the will. It's something that I choose. Love means to put the good of someone else ahead of me. So I'm going to put their will, I'm going to wish good on them over myself. I'm going to have their best interests at my heart. Well, that's exactly what Jesus taught us to do. That's what Jesus told us, and that's what he taught all of his followers, to put the will, to put the good of others ahead of our own will. That's so radical, though, to what we normally think, especially to our enemies. I mean, if you come at me, I'm coming at you. You bring a knife, I'm bringing a gun. You attack me, I'm going to hurt you. You know, you put me in the hospital, I'll put you in the morgue, kind of a thing. And that's the way we look at our enemies, and we think, nobody's messing with me. But Jesus says, I'm supposed to love those people. I'm supposed to act with their best interests at heart, even if they don't want me to. Man, that's tough. And that's exactly the opposite of what our nature is. Our nature is just like what Jesus said here. He said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. That's what you've heard. But let me tell you what. I want you to love your enemies. How do I love someone who wants the worst for me? How do I do that? Because I don't have any good feelings towards them. How do I put their needs ahead of mine? How do I put their interests ahead of mine? You see, love is not a feeling. It's not an emotion. It's a choice. And I have to choose to love. You know, every day that I wake up, I don't feel like doing the things that I should do. I don't always, when Noemi and I get into an argument, or I know that never happens because we have a perfect marriage, and we have a perfect, and because I'm perfect, so I mean, what else would you expect? Yeah, right. But when we disagree with someone, or we have a disagreement or an argument, it's hard to say I love them, because I might love you, but I don't like you, kind of a thing. But that's what we're commanded to do. We're commanded to love, and we make the decision to love. So even when I don't feel like it, I still love my wife. And even when I don't feel like loving someone who has the worst intents possible towards me, which I know it probably surprises you, but that's happened in the past, and there's been people who haven't liked me, and that's really hard, I know, for you to fathom. But I'm commanded to love them. How do I do that? Well, can I give you one little simple trick that has helped me more than anything else? You can't be angry with someone that you're praying for. Let me say that again. You can't stay angry at someone you're praying for. So if someone does you wrong, if someone attacks you, if someone hurts you, if someone is your enemy, pray for them. Not that God would judge them or God would do something bad. Truly pray that God would bless them. Pray for their marriage. Pray for their kids. Pray for their job. Pray for their spiritual walk. Pray for them like you love them. And I guarantee you, it won't be long, and those feelings of anger and hate are going to subside. Love your enemies. That's a tough one, but Jesus tells us we can do it. So get in God's Word, read it for yourself, and see what He has for you. And until tomorrow, God bless you and have a great day.